Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out something called The Shadows by developer HSM Interactive. It is a, what I'd like to call a Slender-like horror game. You'd be surprised how many times I actually get requests to play horror games on the channel. It's not really a genre that I cover exclusively or extensively even, but it's one that I have no problem checking out a game every now and then, and so I do like to schedule that in. Maybe once every week or every 2 weeks or so, I like to grab one of the better looking horror-esque games. And I would say, this is fairly in that little pocket, in that niche, so to speak, of those types of games. So we are going to be walking around in the dark while something tries to kill us, and we'll be trying to collect some parts, which, obviously the analog for pages. It's not the most inspired thing, I'm going to go ahead and say it, and I don't usually go negative on games, and I'm not going to be negative on this game. I'm just going to say it is somewhat derivative, and that's to be expected. But it still might result in some entertainment regardless, so let us jump into things, shall we? It is, by the way, version 0.0.2, which I'm not sure where that puts us on the scale of development. I mean, that I would think would be like an alpha version, but it doesn't say anywhere that it's an alpha, so hard to say. It was late, and I was driving home from work. The air felt strange, like something wasn't right. Then all of a sudden, I lost control of my truck and crashed. I pushed the truck next to a close-by shack. You try and fix it. I picked out my night vision camera and flashlight and thought I would set out to find out some parts I could use. The air felt strange. I didn't like it. Alright. So there is our premise, and in a moment we should be loading into the actual proper game. Here we go. So we have the usual setup here, it seems. So M for map. There's our map. We've got a little cabin. We've got a shack. We've got the church, and then we've got a radio tower, it looks like, surrounded by forest. So somewhere out there's going to be something trying to eat me, I suppose. And we do seem to be in a black and white only mode. The flashlight can be turned off, although I'm not sure why necessarily we'd want to do that unless there's some sort of a reason for it. Maybe the monster that's trying to kill us will not be quite as aggressive when our flashlight's off. I'm not sure. I've never been a master of this style of gameplay. But let us jump into this church here and see what we can find. I've already found the one part. I assume you win if you get all the parts, but I don't know that 100%. And I'm not sure exactly what it is that's going to be hunting us or how to avoid it. So I'll do my best to just, keep my eyes out. For those of you who might not be familiar, I don't really do the whole scary game thing the way that most people do on YouTube. I play them because they're games, not because they're an excuse for me to scream over them. So don't expect me to do anything hyperbolic or reactionary. I will, display my reactions as they actually are. And hopefully, they'll be entertaining regardless, because hopefully I have something interesting to say about the game. So we got a church pretty well modeled, I have to say. I'm enjoying the architecture. Usually, we don't get into modeling quite this extensive, and I do see some nice details. We've got a rip up in the ceiling. We've got some, lattice work, so to speak. I'm not really sure what you call that. Cornicing? Could that be cornicing? I don't know. We've got window frames, which are kind of nice, and for some reason my feet keep sort of dragging in place. There's almost like a momentum system when I start walking and turn around in the other direction. Almost like my feet are like spinning around themselves. I don't know, it's kind of hard to describe, but if you actually try it out, you'll know what I mean. It's like you keep your momentum going in whatever direction you are, and it's like your feet just don't quite follow along, maybe. So is there anything else to see in the church here? There's another open door. Now, can I interact with these? No, okay, I can't actually open the doors. Thought maybe that would be a thing. I am wearing my headset, as always, by the way, so sounds will be piped directly into my ears. Hopefully that means I won't be missing too many audio cues, and I will try and keep aware and awake and, totally abreast of whatever's going on in my direct vicinity. I seem to be having some trouble walking up this staircase, so maybe that's just not a thing. It's a little unfortunate, quite immersion-breaking, I have to say. This model is very well done. This church architecture is very uncharacteristically well done, I have to say. Alright, I don't know what that means exactly. Okay, I don't really see anything. I just see this, like, the two white eyes showing up in front of me, so I'm not sure what exactly I need to do to fix it. Obviously, we're going on that, like, Silent Hill static trope. And he seems to, or it seems to, find me awfully fast once I pick up something in that area. So I guess when I pick up something, I want to just, like, not linger there. I'm not sure. I always wonder when I play games like this, like, what is exactly the way that they calculate where this monster is going to show up. Sometimes it seems random to me, like they're just basically setting this dude, this entity, to teleport randomly from one position to another every so often or every so many seconds. And sometimes it feels a little bit like maybe there's like a percentage chance, like, oh, well, if you've triggered this tag by picking up X object, that your percentage chance of having him randomly appear in whatever proximity will be increased to like 80% instead of 20% or something like that. Which would give you sort of a hint, you know, that maybe it would be tracking you, but, you know, it could be random as well, so every time you play it, it might be a little bit different. Alright, so there is something in this radio tower area, but I can't, like, walk up this ledge for some reason. There is no jump, by the way, in case you were wondering. Doesn't appear to be a... Oh, no, there is crouch, but it's on C. That's not really helping me get over this ledge, so is there, like, another way in? Because that's just ridiculous. I can't walk up, like, this 2-inch high embankment. Alright, 3 out of 7 parts found. Again, no idea what to do. If this thing shows up, I mean, I haven't even... Oh, there it is. Oh, it looks like an Enderman from Minecraft. I guess that's pretty creepy. Honestly, I do have a thing about, like, eyes, just eyes in the dark. And, you know, that kind of thing could definitely get me a little bit spooked. This is clearly the only way in, and there's something in there, but I can't get over this ledge, so... Is that a door over there? Maybe there is actually a door, and I just couldn't get there because it was standing in the way. Oh. That's so lame. You just lose? They don't even give you a moment to, like, figure out your problem? I just was too close to him or something. Well, that's unfortunate. I was almost enjoying going through that, and... felt like we were starting to build up a little bit of momentum, right? But then the stupid guy spawned right in the way of the door. That doesn't feel quite fair, but what are you gonna do? You know, I don't put too much stock into these types of games. Not to be derisive or rude to the developer or anything. Honestly, this one does seem like one of the better ones that I've played. But at the core of it, we're essentially doing a haunted house. Like, where there's a setup, there's a stage with props, and we're walking through scary rooms X, Y, and Z. And there's a chance that maybe something will happen, maybe it won't. It's got to be random, otherwise, you know, the tension wouldn't be there, because if you know that it's coming, obviously the second time through, you're going to expect it. So there is, you know, a certain degree of the randomization that is totally necessary. So I guess I'll try and speedrun it this time, and maybe we'll hang out in the forest for a while. I see something off in the distance there, but I can't decide if that's just... Oh, there's a fence in the way. I can't decide if it's, like, just a polygon flickering. It may very well be. I can't really see over the fence either, because my dude seems to have a real problem with, Oh, I could just walk past it. Oh, well, there is something out there, okay. My dude seems to have a lot of problem with traversing certain sizes and shapes of objects, so I guess I won't bother him too much. Now, what are we getting at here? Is this... I figured it had to be parts. Why would you put parts all the way out in the woods like this, unless you're gonna slender me to death? You're gonna slender my good name, good sir. No. Let us head back towards the fence, if I can remember which direction I came from. We'll head into that church. And hopefully the speed with which I exited this area won't lead me to be attacked by Shadow Dude. And we are looking at the world through the camera lens again. It's, again, another common horror trope, it seems. I think I was supposed to go up, right? Yeah, there's a thing upstairs. It'd be nice if these were randomized as well, but doesn't seem to be the case. I don't really find that looking through this, you know, pseudo camera lens, it doesn't really make the thing any scarier, but I guess it gives us a reason to have like a black and white scene, which obviously is going to be a little bit more scary, and it also gives us a reason for well, no, being in black and white isn't necessarily more scary, but it evokes a long storied history of horror, you know, being in black and white, and obviously desaturating the color away from things, unless you're specifically trying to make an artistic statement, a lot of times that can lead to an increased sense of awareness of your environment. So there seems to be parts right on the other side of this fence. Maybe I should have headed or started in this direction, because it seems like there's a lot more going on. What is with this placement of this fence? Just to make me go way out of my way, isn't it? So I feel like I'm trapped. It always seems to be a little frustrating to me when you have to, like, not look at a certain thing. And you can't really tell what direction it's coming at you from, but you just have to, like, avoid it. And then you got the static in the way. It's like, I understand noise filters, they inherently build tension a little bit, but the reason they build tension is to do with claustrophobia, of not being able to see as well, right? So you can't really tell how you're going to run out of this problem, whatever that problem happens to be. In this case, you know, you're in a wide open field for the most part, unless you're in one of these few interior environments. I don't feel like having an increased noise filter is necessarily going to make anything much scarier. Just sort of aids to a sense of chaos or tension in a very direct manner. Is there actually a door? Yes, there is. Alright, so can we go in here? Yep, we're good. Okay, we've got batteries this time. So far I've seen no indication that batteries are a thing that is actually necessary. Was there? Oh yeah, there's parts back. Oh, he's gonna be on this direction. Actually made me jump a little bit because there was a loud sound right at the same time. So I guess I will avoid this direction for now. Oh, it looks like maybe far off in the distance, back all the way to the church. I might have missed some parts back there. A little frustrating that I have to go all the way this far out of my way just to turn around and come back in a minute, but what are you gonna do? The actions of Shadow Dude they're largely not able to be spoken for. And I also hope that this was not just a miscellaneous blip on, you know, some issue to do with the anti-aliasing and like some sort of a polygon jaggy that I wasn't able to properly identify from a distance. I doubt it, but I could be mistaken. So as we get closer here, I'm hoping something's going to show up here, but we seem to have some tall grass of one form or another, and I don't seem to see anything. No? Oh, wait, there it is. Alright, so all that distance away, I could find that part. That's good news for me. Oh, there he is. So I'm just gonna look, like, to the right, and kind of just, like, strafe along this fence. And hopefully, this dude's kind of slow. Well, I don't know what he does exactly, but I'm just gonna kind of, like, get him right around to the other side, and maybe I should be able to just walk right past. Is it necessary that we need the counter going as well? Because, I mean, we're keeping track of our amount of time spent. We're at about 5 minutes, which is useful when you're recording a video of the game, but aside from that, I mean, the only other reason that would happen is if you were, like, recording, which obviously we're supposed to be, you know, looking at the world through the lens of a camera, but, you know, it's not like we're going to run out of film, right? Because we're not actually necessarily really recording. There's no actual reason to be recording here. We're not building that into the plot, that we're going to be delivering this found footage to some sort of a, you know, Blair Witch-style tribunal, who are then going to analyze the footage and come up with some conclusion. Wait a minute, what? Oh, the light for that doesn't go out. So I gotta turn around. Let's hope the dude isn't right behind. Can I really not walk back over this? Wow. Oh, seriously? So you're gonna trap me in this room because I can't walk out this door frame because I don't know why. Because it's a one-way door frame. Duck, duck, goose. Get over that. You're the worst. You can't walk over this door frame, so I'm gonna die. This doesn't make it scary. This just makes it silly to me. Come on now. So the dude's gonna be right behind me. We're gonna have jump scares. I hope you're ready. Unless I can, like, juke him. Like, I'll try and trick him into this corner by backing up. And then I'll, like, back around him, right? I assume he would be, like, right about there. Did I do it? Oh, I might have actually done it. So he'll be right inside the building now. He's probably gonna, like, come out the door or just maybe clip through the wall. I don't know how he works. If we could, like, get around the side of the building... He'll probably be on the other side, though. I just want the part, and then we don't have to stand here anymore. Right here? Alright, one more. Not sure where it is. Oh, there he is. It's fine. Just walk behind slowly, and we'll be all good. Excellent music, by the way, of course, in this case, music by, I believe his name is Kevin MacLeod. I'm never 100% sure how to properly pronounce his name, but always an excellent composer anytime an indie developer uses his music. Usually well done. I have no criticisms in that regard. Seems to be properly rambling enough. Like, it's not pointed in its execution, the music style. It's sort of just, it keeps us going with this atmosphere and with this theme, and we don't feel necessarily too pressured. Alright, things are getting very dark all of a sudden. Is this because I'm running out of batteries? I don't think so. Can we get another light off in the distance anywhere? Something for me to work toward here, perhaps. Now, our shadow dude doesn't seem to be particularly fast or smart, as was evidenced by my ability to just go around him by walking backward. Now that means to me, unless this dude starts to teleport, the chances of him actually attacking me, not super high, because I'm not really going to be turning around on my own path. So if you play this like you're playing a big horror-inspired game of Snake, maybe you'll be just fine. And the parts are your apples. I always wondered, why did that snake like apples so much? I mean, to each his own. I'm not criticizing the snake. He can like whatever he wants. Oh, I think we have a part off in the distance. Unless this is just a trap. And they're actually the eyes of the ghost or whatever man's chasing me. I don't understand, like, why these evil entities seem to like to hang out so much in the woods. Oh, I guess we never went to this area. Right, I forgot there was, like, this cabin also. The Cabin in the Woods. Hopefully significantly less sinister than the movie by the same name. Great movie, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Alright, so I guess we'll get this last part, and now what? I gotta go back to my truck? Oh, no, I just win. I figured the tension then would be like, okay, now all of a sudden Ghostman is in super track you mode, and, you know, you gotta make your way back to the truck while he's, like, surrounding you from all sides, or, like, doing some sort of weird thing. That's probably how I would have approached the ending of that situation. So, as it were, we got through the shadows. The shadows were what they were. They were shadowy. They were not necessarily the most dangerous shadows. I didn't find myself particularly terrified or anything, but at the same time, better than many of the horror games I've played on the show. The architecture and a lot of the modeling was pretty well done. The character that was chasing you itself, I guess, maybe it does sort of play to one of my particular fears. I can't say necessarily that would work for everyone, but I assume in the right situation, that could probably creep me out quite a bit. So, I don't know, take that as you will, I suppose. The game is totally free, so if you want to go ahead and download it, feel free. Link is going to be right in the description, and since it's still at version 0.0.2, there could be more to it. Maybe there will be more added in the future, and if there is, totally cool. You know, maybe we could revisit this someday. It would be kind of interesting to see where you take this kind of a concept once you've already got this sort of a framework with which it is designed, inspired by, you know, being Slender games. And then if you were to build on that, where do you go? Do you take, like, SCP influences then and, like, build a facility that you have to wander into? I don't know, it could be kind of cool. I could see, like, you get all the parts, you fix your truck, and then you start driving back down the road, and you find out that actually that shadow thing that was chasing you escaped from some sort of horrifying facility, like, well, I guess the SCP, yeah. I mean, I sort of just built that in, didn't I? And, you know, you find out there's all kinds of other things trying to chase you down also, and for whatever reason, you have to go do some other stuff. I don't know, it could be the beginning of multiple chapters in a larger story, perhaps. Although, at that point, I would probably want some characterization or, like, a cutscene or something. I don't know, maybe I'm being greedy. But I think that scare games that exist solely as, like I said, a haunted house, so to speak, or, like, some sort of a corridor for scare cams is, I don't know, it seems a little self-serving at times. I don't know if a lot of people play these games just by themselves for their own entertainment, which sort of makes me wonder, like, do they exist for a reason other than to, like, perpetuate this meme? This sounds really mean. I don't mean it to be this negative. I'm just sort of, I'm pondering out loud. I'm wondering what you guys think about that topic. And it's one of the reasons I don't cover a ton of these style games, because they seem to be very, you know, inspired by each other to such a degree that maybe there isn't really a whole lot new going on. So it's like once you covered one, you covered a lot of them. But like I said, this one was better than a lot of them. In fact, I kind of like this one better than the actual original Slender game, which was basically just, you know, Unity trees for days, and then sometimes you randomly die. Although this was similar in some ways too, but the architecture is a little more interesting to me. Anyway, before I go down any more of this path, I generally like to keep my videos very positive, and I don't like to go too far into that realm. So I am just, like I said, pondering out loud. Don't take anything too seriously. Take it all with a grain of salt. I did still enjoy our time that we spent with the shadows. So, like I said, try it out if you like. You know, mention it to a friend or anything like that. Check out more videos, though, if you'd like. If you enjoy the series or if you like what I'm doing, feel free to support the show in any way you'd like. I always appreciate when you perpetuate any kind of, you know, discussion in the comments. If you want to talk about this game or any of the topics that I mentioned, especially, you know, what do you think about this type of a genre in itself, let me know. Of course, any likes are always appreciated if you think I deserve them. And hopefully you'll come back again tomorrow, because I do a new episode every single day. indie-impressions.com if you want to check out more in the series. All my episodes are aggregated over there. They're neatly categorized for your perusal if you want to look through different categories or payment styles. You can check out all the free games, you can check out all the horror games, you can check out all the surreal games. I like to look for a lot of commonly passed up, artistic, unique games, and occasionally I take little side trips into other genres and other topics. So if that is the case and you're into it, hopefully you'll stick around, and hopefully I'll see you back here again tomorrow for another episode. So thanks for watching, and I will see you later.